Welcome to TEDxCSULB 2016, the inaugural year. I'm very proud to be part of this monumental year and extremely proud to be a 49er. But I have a confession. I wasn't always proud of being a 49er. In fact, I ended up at CSULB for a few reasons. The biggest reason? I got rejected from USC. But to elaborate a little, since I was a kid, I knew I wanted to be in business. And I remember a stranger telling me one time, well, son, if you want to make it in business, you need to go to a big school with a big name and a big network. And on top of that, included in the mix was the fact that I was a first-generation college student. So I didn't really have anybody in my family that I could talk to about college or professional careers. So when I found out that I got rejected from my dream school, I thought, man, I'm doomed, right? So I told myself, Edwin, you just need to get these couple years over with. You're not here to make friends. You're just here to take care of business and move on. Well, to my surprise, my transition to CSULB was actually pretty difficult. I took my first exam and I got a C-. I almost had a heart attack. So I found Starbucks, I found the library, and I studied my butt off. I ended with one of the best GPAs I'd ever earned in my life. And it was at that very moment that this huge sense of pride kicked in. All of a sudden, it didn't matter that I wasn't going to this big fancy school, because only I knew how much that GPA meant to me. Only I knew how hard I'd worked for that GPA. Well, while this was going on, I didn't really have time for any social activities. After all, I was working full-time, I was going to school full-time, I was looking for parking full-time, which, by the way, I'm sure applies to many of you out there, since 3 out of 4 students in the CSU system work 20 or more hours a week. And also, Cal State Long Beach should really consider giving each student an extra unit every semester, just for the amount of time we spend looking for parking. Maybe it replaces that capstone or something, I don't know. But anyway, my point is, despite having had a successful semester and being able to manage all these things, I was lonely. I felt like a loner. Everyone was so caught up in their own lives, so busy with everything they had going on, that I felt like they were in their own bubbles. I didn't have a college experience. The term commuter school finally made sense, which also makes sense. During my research for this talk, I came across the following. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the #1 definition of CSULB on urbandictionary.com. Cal State University Long Beach. Lots of hot girls, but everyone goes home after class or on the weekend, so it's a damn commuter school with not enough spirit. Go Beach. Thank you. But, so after my first semester, I was excited to talk to my buddy Mike. He was one of 3 friends that I made my first semester. Mike had just graduated, and I'm thinking, this guy's got it all figured out. He's got an accounting degree, he's graduated, for sure he's landed an accounting job by now. So I call my buddy Mike, hey Mike, how's it going? It's Edwin. Hey man, well, things are good. How's school? Oh, well, school's great, man. How's the job search? Well, I'm still working on my resume. I'm still looking for jobs, and well, yeah, man, but things are going really well. Hey, Mike, any advice for me since I'm still in school? Edwin, I know you're busy working and going to school, but if I could go back, I'd get involved in an organization on campus. Now, let's think about that. Let's take a second. I want to ask every single one of you out there, what do you want to get out of the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years? What kind of memories do you want to look back on 10 years from now and say, God, I'm really glad I was a part of that? Very often as students, we think, I'm so busy right now, I don't have time for anything. I'm busy working, I'm busy going to school, sometimes even family obligations. Or, I didn't even want to come to this school. I'm just waiting to get out. Well, I thought about it long and hard, and I got involved. I joined an organization called Beta Alpha Psi Accounting Society, an honor society for accounting, finance, and information systems majors. During my first semester, I had the opportunity to attend professional speaking engagements, community service events, networking events, all sorts of events. By the end of my semester, I knew so much about resume building and future career opportunities. It was amazing. But a group of us realized the organization was not performing at its full potential. So we wanted to make some changes. One of the biggest changes, tone at the top. Now, tone at the top is a term used in business to express the behavioral examples set by business leaders for their organization. Amongst ourselves, we've decided, hey, we want to make these changes, and we're going to work together to make these changes. Well, our organization was receptive, and they worked with us. And as a result, by the end of the semester, our organization had almost doubled in size, had more money in the bank than it's seen in years, and had reignited the interest of students, alumni, and faculty. Amazing. Over the last 3 years, the organization almost tripled in size with almost 350 members, making it one of the largest organizations in the College of Business. So why did we do it? Well, it became pretty obvious to us during certain recruiting events that we weren't always the number one school. We weren't always the number one choice. And attracting new companies at times proved difficult because we weren't at the top of their priority list. Well, my group didn't think that our students should be limited to resources or access or networks simply because of the school that we attended. And we knew that if our students got involved in these organizations, not only would they have a better college experience, but it would supplement and improve their chances for those future opportunities. But don't take my word for it. In preparation for this talk, I put together a poll. Now, this poll was completely anonymous, and I sent it to our current members of Beta Alpha Psi Accounting Society. At the end of the poll, all the students were able to share a few words or stories that they think would be appropriate for today's talk. Number one, has being involved in the organization been an overall positive experience in your life? 98% said yes. I'm going to let that one sink in. 98%, completely anonymous. Number two, do you feel more supported as a result of having joined the organization, whether academically, emotionally, professionally? 92% said yes. Number three, would you encourage other students to get involved in organizations on campus? Again, 98% said yes. I'd like to share a quote that I feel really summarizes the point I'm trying to make. As an extremely shy person, I spent my whole college experience coming to school and going straight home. After pushing myself to join the organization, I've made more friends and created more experiences in a month than I have in 3 years. My only regret is not having gotten involved sooner. What if every single one of you out there were to invest 1 or 2 hours a week to an organization, to an on-campus student-led organization, or an organization that relates either to your major, your ideal career, or a cause that you're passionate about? What if every single one of you were to invest this time in this organization, this cause, but really in yourself? Or maybe you're looking around and you're saying, you know what, out of the 350 organizations on campus, none of them caught my attention. Why not start one? Cal State Long Beach is some of the most diverse and motivated and just talented individuals I've ever met in my life. Our campus represents over 90 different countries. We have numbers that outsize some of the most prestigious universities in the nation. Stanford, 17,000. Harvard, 21,000. Cal State Long Beach, 37,000. We have the human capital to make a difference in our community, in our campus, and in the world. So, our organization continues to be successful for the following 3 key success factors. Key success factors is a term used in business to identify skills and resources that are necessary for a business to be successful. Number 1, professors. Organizations need to identify professors that are willing to help and sponsor the organization. I'd like to highlight a few of those that have been critical and crucial to our organization. Professor Lacey, constantly sharing his network and his social experiences amongst professional circles, and constantly pushing our students to get involved, not just on campus, but outside of campus also. Number 2, Professor Krishna, sharing her global experience and at times assisting the organization with administrative obstacles that just impede the organization's growth. And number 3, Professor John Valenzuela. Now, this organization, I co-founded a new organization on campus, ALPFA, the Association of Latino Professionals for America, and in our first semester, we had 100 members. Now, while the organization's still growing and figuring itself out, Professor John Valenzuela stepped up and said, I want to be that faculty advisor, and thanks to him, our organization continues to thrive and work hard. Key success factor number 2, alumni. Now, our organization's constantly working on developing relationships with alumni, and while we're not known for having the largest network on the nation or the biggest network, our alumni are some of the most committed and dedicated. So I was fortunate enough during my senior year to meet an individual, Lorenzo Moran. He, till this day, continues to be my mentor who helped me throughout my senior year with the basic do's and don'ts about recruiting and the whole 9 yards. Till this day, he continues to be my mentor and mentor to hundreds of other individuals, helping us believe that we too could be successful like him. So thank you for everything you do for us and for Cal State Long Beach. And number 3, students. Student leaders willing to dedicate every extra minute of extra hour that they have to all these events and planning and organizing and everything required to make the organization successful. And number 2, student members willing to push themselves, to develop, to grow professionally, interested in attending events and really helping the organization carry its cause. We have students as early as freshmen have opportunities to intern at some of the world's most prestigious companies. So I leave all of you with this. Professors, alumni, students, where professors and alumni become the base of the organization to help raise our students. Pass. A pass for every single organization to have access to network that otherwise wouldn't be available to them. A pass for every student to have an opportunity for a job that they might not have had access to. I challenge every single one of you, use this pass. Work on developing this pass. Get out of that comfort zone, that work school routine. Help me elevate you, the future of CSULB. Get involved, make a difference, be proud of being a 49er. Go Beach. Thank you, everybody.